Good morning. My name is Ben May, and I am a doctoral student in choral conducting. I am pleased to introduce our world-renowned concert chorale under the direction of Betsy Cook Weber. We are honored to perform for the President's fall address this morning. Our second piece will take place at the end of today's address and will need no introduction. Our first piece, though, is representative of the kind of serious music we are expected to perform at national conventions and European competitions. We've included the text on our super title screen. Please enjoy Es saß ein Schneeweiß Vögelein by Hans Schandörl.
Good morning. I'm Jonathan Snow, Professor of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences in the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics and President of the University of Houston Faculty Senate. Please join me in another round of applause for our exceptional students of the Moores Concert Chorale and for Director Betsy Cook Weber, who's led the chorale to numerous national and international awards in recent years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2016 President's Fall Address. As the representative of over 2,000 tenured, tenure-track, instructional, clinical, and research faculty on this campus, it is my honor and privilege to introduce our President as she delivers her 8th Fall Address. Each of her Fall Addresses has highlighted an ever-growing roster of achievements across campus, from enrollment, graduation rates, and diversity to putting in place the people and the physical infrastructure necessary to make those things a reality. In doing that, our president has transformed the student experience on this campus. So on behalf of all our students, faculty, and staff, please join me in thanking President Couture for making the University of Houston a place where each and every student is valued, a place where student success is the #1 institutional priority, a place where students come first. From the Faculty Senate's perspective, we're grateful that President Couture appreciates the faculty's commitment to excellence in research, teaching, and service. We're grateful as well for her support of shared governance. Herself faculty and a former Faculty Senate president, she attends the monthly Faculty Senate meetings, whether to speak to the faculty or often just to participate in the discussion. She and her cabinet meet every month with the Faculty Senate leadership to discuss the issues of the day. Academic shared governance is very strong at this university. Madam President, I believe I speak for all of us in this beautiful Moores Opera House and for the thousands across campus and beyond when I tell you how fortunate we are that you came to University of Houston 9 years ago. Your vision and leadership have inspired all of us to achieve truly remarkable improvements in the national and international stature of our university in so many areas. You understand, as many do not, that excellence in teaching is a public service and excellence in research is a driver of our economy, and that not every fad that seeks to disrupt higher education is a good thing. You have nimbly and ably led us through it all these past 9 years and discovered the opportunities inherent in each crisis to lead us forward. The results, ladies and gentlemen, can be seen all around you in the students, faculty, staff, and infrastructure of the University of Houston as it is today. We, the university community, are here with you on this wild, exciting, and wonderful ride that has come to be known as the H-Town Takeover. And on that note, please welcome our president, Renu Couture, to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Professor Snow, for your very, very kind introduction and for your dedicated service to the university and that of the Faculty Senate, as well as our Student Government Association and the Staff Council. We're very grateful. Wow, I'm still thinking about the performance by our talented musicians from the Morse School of Music Concert Chorale. I am so proud of our School of Music. I have been on travel with them, and they are just such wonderful students. Thank you, and thank you all for being here this morning to celebrate yet another year of achievements on so many fronts. The fall address was designed to give us a break from our daily routine, to reflect on what we have achieved together, and to reaffirm our commitment to the journey on which we continue to travel. The journey toward excellence, the journey toward Tier 1, the journey toward national competitiveness. Just as we must save seeds from a fruit and plant them back in the soil to get a new crop, it is necessary for us to gather the energy generated by our successes and feed it back into our current efforts to fuel the momentum. I would like to recognize the elected officials who are here honoring us with their presence here today. My very favorite, our state representative from the Texas House of Representatives, the Honorable Elma Allen, is here today. Please give a big hand. Members of the University of Houston System Board of Regents honor us with their presence this morning, so let's take a moment to express our gratitude for their unwavering and enthusiastic support. Chairman Tillman Fertitta is traveling today and could not be with us, but please welcome the Honorable Welcome W. Wilson Jr., Board Vice Chairman. The Honorable Roger Welder. the Honorable Durga Agrawal, the Honorable Paula Mendoza, the Honorable Beth Madison, the Honorable Gerald McKelvey, and our new student regent, the Honorable Joshua Freed. With us are also several of our former board chairs and board members. Would you please stand so we may recognize for your enormous contributions to the University of Houston? Former board chairs and board members, please. Several members of the University of Houston Board of Visitors and the Energy Advisory Board are also in attendance. Thank you for the gift of your time and talent this morning, and also for being so engaged with the University of Houston. I would like to offer a very special tribute to somebody who shaped the future of the University of Houston, but also of the state of Texas. Former Board of Regents member, former Chancellor of the University of Houston system, Governor Bill Hobby. He could not be here today, but his daughter, Kate Gibson, is here. Will you please stand, Kate? Finally, I also acknowledge my fellow UH system presidents, Dr. William Staples from UH Clear Lake, Dr. Michael Olivas from UH Downtown, and Dr. Vic Morgan from UH Victoria. Would you please rise? Thank you very much for being here. As always, I will use the framework of our progress card to highlight key achievements in student success, research, service, support, and athletics. If one word could characterize this past year, it would have to be boldness. Boldness of our expectations, but more importantly, boldness of our actions. In fact, we have raised the bar on our expectations to the point that we are now in the habit of expecting the unexpected. Let's begin with our core mission, preparing future leaders, teachers, business people, artists, and innovators. We welcomed 43,777 students to our campus this year. Among them, the largest number of brand new Cougars, 9,803. Corresponding to our growth in enrollment, the number of tenured and tenure-earning faculty has also grown during this time period. This year's freshman class of 4,469 is the largest in the university's history. What is equally important is that 95% of this class is enrolled full-time, and 70%, that is 70% of them have signed up for UH in 4. In other words, forget about graduating in 6 years. These students are on track to graduate in 4. There is no doubt, there is no doubt that the University of Houston has become the university of first choice for the most talented and the most committed students. Here is a glimpse of Angela, who joined us as a freshman this fall. The video that we are going to show you is from her senior year in high school.
Everybody can make a difference if they apply their minds to it, and that's what I want to do. My name is Angela Lynn, and I'm a graduating senior. I have 2 older brothers in college already, and my mom is working as a teacher. My dad's working overseas to pay the bills over here. We learned credit card, overdraft protection fees, 401k, and how important it was to plan far ahead, not just right then and now. I started helping my mom out in her financial life, paying the bills. This year I learned so many more things.
So in the budget challenge, we honor one student who is the most real world ready when it comes to financial literacy. And this year, that honor goes to Angela Lynn. So we'd like to present Angela with a check representing her entire Budget Challenge Scholarship winnings, which is $120,000.
I can't tell you how much this impacts my life and my future, and I'm really, really grateful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Angela could have gone anywhere with her prize money, but she came to the University of Houston because, in her own words, UH and Bauer are her first choice. Angela, would you please rise? Emboldened by the new expectation of graduating on time and supported by many new programs, more and more of our students are now taking 30 credit hours per year, even though the full-time load is 24 credit hours. Even if nothing else changed, even if retention rates did not increase, and they are increasing steadily, the predictive model tells us that the fast accumulation of credit hours alone will push the graduation rate to above state and national averages by 2020. Our consistent focus has been to help every single student succeed, to help every single student succeed. Since aggregate data cannot give us the true picture and can often hide finer details, let's break it down a little. In 2013, a significant disparity existed in the graduation rate of our students depending upon their socioeconomic background. Students who received federal need-based assistance or Pell Grant were less likely to graduate than those not on Pell Grant. Thanks to your relentless focus on student success, this disparity has now been cut in half from 7% to 3%. A similar improvement can be seen on the racial front. Among full-time freshmen entering in 2004 and graduating in 2008, an African American student was only 57% as likely to graduate as a white student. Roll the time to 8 years later. The 4-year graduation rate for our African American students went up 180%. This is 4-year graduation rate, not 6 years. An African American student entering in 2012 and graduating early this year was 85% as likely to graduate as his white counterpart. Some improvement can be seen for our Hispanic students as well. Their 4-year graduation rate has gone up 140% for the same time period, and their odds of graduating compared to their white counterparts went up from 58% to 75%. While we can celebrate the success, and yes, our success has been recognized nationally as we received 3 Excellence in Diversity Awards this year, the achievement gap, whether based on socioeconomic or racial lines, is still significant. If our goal is to care about every student, every single one, then we must continue our efforts to close the gap. Let's now turn our attention to the journey we embarked upon many years ago, the journey to build a nationally competitive university. We continue to strengthen our position as a Carnegie Tier 1 university. It was in 2011 when we made the list, and since then our position has become stronger with each report. Similarly, our rank has advanced significantly on the measures reviewed by the Top American Research University, or TARU, rising as high as 103 positions in one area, average SAT of the entering freshman class. Now it is time that we set our eyes on the next destination, and that is membership in the Association of American Universities, or AAU. The requirements for AAU are both quantitative and qualitative. The good news is that we meet or exceed the minimum threshold held by the current members in all of the categories. The bad news is that the minimum threshold is no longer sufficient. AAU expects new institutions to enter at a much higher level of performance than those grandfathered in. While we have significant distance to travel in each of these areas, we have achieved the entry level threshold in one category, and that is number of National Academy members. And we are not that far away from achieving it in two other areas, and that is number of doctoral degrees awarded and number of postdoctoral appointments. So let's take a look at these two close areas. Our productivity on doctoral degrees has gone consistently each year. This year, we awarded 366 degrees in 45 disciplines. The number of postdoctoral appointments now stands at an impressive 258. The rise in doctoral and postdoctoral activity is directly connected with the rise in research activity, which has also doubled during the same time period. And the growing strength of the faculty has been key to achieving this growth. Among the current faculty who are members of the National Academy of Engineering or of Sciences, 4 were recruited before 2008. 14 have been recruited since then, bringing the total number to 18. 5 members were added this year alone, 3 of them thanks to the Governor's University Research Initiative, or GURI. A few of them are in attendance in the hall today. May I ask the members of the National Academies in attendance to please rise. Also noteworthy is the appointment of Mr. Rick Lowe, who won a 2014 MacArthur Genius Award. Rick, whose work in the Third Ward has been nationally acclaimed as impactful and inspiring, has joined the faculty in the new College of the Arts. Mr. Lowe, would you please rise? Well, welcome to the Powerhouse. It is not possible to leave the topic of UH faculty without celebrating the lasting impact and legacy of Edward Albee, America's preeminent playwright, who passed away last month after shaping many generations of talent right here at the University of Houston. Last year, we were delighted to receive seed funding to establish 3 national research centers. This year, our faculty built massive nationwide consortia of universities and industry and submitted 2 proposals to receive $70 million of federal funding for each of those proposals. The first proposal was for the Advanced Superconductor Manufacturing Institute. The proposal required a 1-to-1 match, or $70 million, of industry support. Our team of researchers became bold and received $180 million in industry support to put forward a strong proposal that continues its way in the review process as of today. The second proposal, in collaborative partnership with LSU, was submitted to the Department of Energy for the Process Intensification Innovation Institute, again requiring $70 million in match. This team of researchers also put together a consortium of 80 partners and $175 million instead of $70 million in industry support. May I ask the PIs for these 2 projects, Dr. Venkat Selvamanikam and Dr. Mike Harrell, to please stand. Now, these kinds of proposals and this magnitude of support are unprecedented in our history, and they undoubtedly reflect our bold expectations. But they also indicate the confidence placed by the industry in our boldness. While external funding is helpful, it does not define the scope of research done at the University of Houston. Discoveries in social sciences, in the humanities, and the arts are breaking new barriers and receiving national recognition every year. Professor Ken Brown's discoveries, for instance, are displayed in the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., while Professor Nicolas Canelos was awarded the highest honor conferred by the Spanish government for his scholarship that promotes the appreciation of Hispanic language and culture. We're very proud of these examples and many more, but I would like to ask Professors Brown and Canelos to please stand and be recognized. This success reflects the success of our alumni, our supporters, and our city. I have always believed that great universities are built by great universities. Nearly 69,000 donors are writing today's chapter of greatness at the University of Houston every year. Some have quietly given $20 to be part of the dream, while some have made national news by giving $20 million, and thus making our dream bigger and bolder. Even though Chairman Fertitta is not in the hall today, would you please give a hand that he can hear wherever he's traveling? This year's gifts to the university total $147 million. No matter at what level, every gift is important and every donor is part of our unfolding legacy. As you may know, we are in the quiet phase of a billion-dollar campaign, and like any great initiative, its success depends on its leadership. I am pleased to announce 4 outstanding leaders of our community who have agreed to serve as chairs of this very bold campaign. Mr. Tillman Fertitta, Ms. Beth Madison, who is in the audience today and was recognized earlier as our board member, Mr. John Now, and Mr. Marvin Odom. While we will publicly announce the launch of this campaign on January 18th, I'm very excited to tell you that 60% or $600 million plus have already been raised for this campaign. Thanks to the generous support from so many people, the face of our campus continues to be transformed with construction and renovation projects. This year, among all the projects completed, the most visible and the most emotional was the basketball development facility named in honor of our legendary coach, Guy V. Lewis. As a sign of our bold vision, we also opened wet labs, providing a much-needed space for the University of Houston, but also for the city of Houston. This 13,000 square feet of lab space is soon to become home to 10 or more startup companies. Half of them will be from our faculty and students. The University of Houston continues to be ranked #1 in the nation on intellectual property revenue among all public universities that do not have a medical school. This year, we are also ranked among the top 100 university systems in the entire world. For number of patents issued, I applaud our researchers for they have achieved this status without having the benefit of a medical school. 2 mega projects, the Multidisciplinary Research and Engineering Building and the Health and Biomedical Sciences Building #2, are currently under construction and will be completed later this month and in November 2017, respectively. Many projects are currently on the drawing board, among them a new quad, which will add an additional capacity, whatever we have that will be replaced, and an additional capacity of 200 beds and will include housing alternative for international students. The basketball arena will be closed right after the coming winning season, for a total makeover, both inside and outside. Thanks once again to the naming gift by our chairman. Also starting this year are the baseball clubhouse as well as a new indoor practice facility for the #1 football team in Texas. A new 8,000 student campus in Katy, 4,000 from UH and 4,000 from UH Victoria should also break ground this year. While all of these projects are special, the most gratifying project to me is the core renovation project. Thanks to the visionary thinking of our Board of Regents, we are able to set aside $100 million to renovate 6 buildings that form the core of our campus. These are the buildings that house classrooms and labs where most undergraduates will go at some point in time for their required general education courses. They are also home to 26 academic departments, providing learning spaces to a large number of students. The oldest of these buildings was built 77 years ago. Yes, It was overdue, the renovation was overdue. If construction signals progress, then sustainability signals responsible progress. And you may be surprised to learn that University of Houston has become a nationally recognized leader in sustainability. Hundreds of our students, staff, and faculty members, they volunteer their time in learning and teaching sustainable practices. An example is the campus community garden, where organic food is grown and harvested and then donated to various organizations in the Third Ward. They even got me into gardening. Our combined efforts have led the Sierra Club to name the University of Houston as one of the coolest schools. Princeton Review recognized us for the 6th year in a row as the greenest campus, and the Association for Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education awarded us their highest rating of Gold Star, the first such rating for any university in Texas. Please allow me to recognize Melissa Halstead and the student volunteers who are here with her today for their sustainable efforts. Well, now let's turn to athletics. It was an unforgettable Saturday morning when our On that Saturday morning, when our Cougars showed up in front of a packed NRG stadium and showed their own shade of red color. Houston's quarterback Greg Ward Jr. was featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and we became a part of the national conversation. Our boldness was applauded, our transformation was touted, and our rightful position in the college landscape was debated. No, football is not everything. It's not everything, but right now it surely seems to be the beginning point of every conversation. The expectation of winning championships is taking root. Last year, 4 teams finished in the top 20 nationally, and 4 won conference championships. Today, I have chosen to recognize the women's golf team that in its infancy, only in its 2nd year of existence, won the conference title. May I have the women's golf team, Coach Gerard Chadwell, as well as the assistant coach, to please rise. But athletics is about students first and athletes later, and it is heartening to see that the graduation rate for our student athletes is higher than the graduation rate of the university as a whole. None of these successes would have been possible without the support of our city. We continue to celebrate the city, and city continues to cheer for us. You may have seen our Powerhouse campaign on billboards, at airports, on television, and in magazines. Yes, we have become a powerhouse. Now that we have raised the bar on our expectations, where do we go from here? All these years, our goal has been consistent: pursuit of excellence by building a nationally competitive Tier 1 university. Our strategy has been the same: synchronize our strengths with the strengths of the city in energy, health, and the arts. Our mission has been unwavering, preparing the next generations of leaders for Houston, Texas, the nation, and beyond. Within this context, let me outline 4 major efforts in the coming year. The first one relates to the empowerment and revitalization of our neighborhood, the beautiful and historic Third Ward. 18 months ago, with the help of community leaders, we established a UH and neighborhood partnership forum and recommitted ourselves to helping the community. I must acknowledge that the University of Houston has always been an engaged and community-serving institution. Our students, staff, and faculty have been volunteering their time and talent to support many organizations in the community. The purpose of this initiative is not to add more, but to be focused, strategic, and impactful so that the needle can move. This initiative covers 4 major areas: education, economic empowerment, health, and the arts, each one with clear objectives and operational measures. In education, for instance, the objective is to work with HISD and help 6 public schools to first reach and then beat the averages on academic measures used by the Texas Education Agency. Similarly, the objective for economic empowerment is to help 25 new businesses grow in the neighborhood in the next 5 years. A faculty led a small business boot camp in the Bauer College of Business is already training 15 individuals recommended by Third Ward organizations this year. I want to stress that our engagement in Third Ward is not academic. It's not purely academic, it's not theoretical. It is with the purpose of empowering the community so it can transform itself. I urge you to learn about these and many projects currently underway and get involved. The second effort is to eliminate or reduce health disparity in the region. This effort includes many initiatives, including the establishment of a Center for Population Health and a medical school. A medical school that commits itself to serving the community by excelling in primary care and in research related to eliminating health disparities. We hope to finalize the academic, business, and clinic plans shortly, and then we will start seeking necessary approvals during this year. Our third effort will be to enhance the faculty talent and in the process to place more of our graduate programs in the top 50 nationwide. Our continued effort to grow the newly established College of the Arts and the Hobby School of Public Affairs will be an essential part of this future growth. Fourth, we will continue our efforts to build a nationally competitive athletics program. We come from a glorious tradition of having produced talents like the Phi Slama Jama, Andre Ware, Carl Lewis, Jim Nance. I can just go on and on. There is no reason why our future dreams should not include the repeat of the same story. While all of these efforts are exciting, let's remember that none of these would mean anything if we fail in fulfilling our core mission, student success. Let's also remember that the reason we are a university is because we have students. Their success defines our success, and we can never, ever fail them. In the context of student success, please allow me to address a challenge that has been sweeping college campuses across America: how to go beyond diversity and create a culture of inclusion. Diversity is not inclusion. Yes, diversity is a necessary condition of inclusion, but inclusion is not an automatic outcome of diversity. Inclusion is a conscious effort that necessarily involves dialogue, conversation, listening, and learning. It is respecting the differences that people bring because of their race and gender, but also because of their experiences and beliefs. University is a place of learning, and learning involves facing the unknown, the unpredictable, and oftentimes the uncomfortable. It is the expression of our differences, not of our similarities, that challenges our assumptions and helps us to grow. For this reason, we cannot shy away from diversity, we cannot shy away from inclusion, and we surely cannot shy away from freedom of expression, because it is this freedom that allows diversity to evolve into inclusion. As one of the most diverse universities in the nation, we have an opportunity and, I must say, an obligation to lead the country in building an inclusive campus. And you can play a part in doing so regardless of what tasks you perform on a daily basis. Your conscious and your subconscious efforts are the pieces that complete the campus landscape. In the words of Maya Angelou, a bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Don't wait for someone to give you the answer. Listen to your heart and sing your song. I thank you for being here today and for having me on your team. May God bless our university, and may God bless us all. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.